We are on topic 3, lesson 3, Egypt and Kush. Let's go ahead and look at our digital notebook. There are 7 pages, so there is a mastery check question on page 2, a mastery check question on page 5, another on page 6, and then 2 on page 7. Remember, as you are going through the digital notebook, if you want to use the textbook in the seat back pocket of your chair, the textbook page numbers are on your digital notebook in the orange after the question. Let's go ahead and listen to our lesson.
Lesson 3, Egypt and Kush. South of Egypt, farther up the Nile River, was a land that the Egyptians called Kush. Another name for this region is Nubia. Nubia extends from present-day southern Egypt into northern Sudan. Trade brought Egypt and Kush together.
All right, let's go ahead and watch this video. To do that, I am going to expand this tab so that we can see it in full screen.
While Egypt had plenty of sun and fertile soil, it still lacked a considerable share of material: forests, minerals, and horses, just to name a few. The Egyptians soon learned a few neighboring countries had some of these materials, while the Egyptians in turn had what these others did not. Thus began an entire industry of trade or commerce. Commerce is the buying and selling of goods and services. As Egypt grew in wealth, the region's taste expanded as well, and it looked to luxury goods, items not necessarily needed but sought after for status and enjoyment. Egyptians traded for cedar wood, olive oil, and metals like tin and copper. From its own supply, grain, cloth, papyrus, glass, and jewelry were its best sellers. The benefits of trade reach beyond material goods. Commerce also strengthened Egypt's relationships with its neighbors. Often peace would be made with former enemies. Pharaohs were even known to marry princesses from some of the places they traded with. South of Egypt, farther up the Nile, was a land called Kush. Trade brought Kush and Egypt together. The Egyptians wanted Kush's gold and elephant tusks, which were a source of ivory. Like Egypt, the people of Kush benefited from the farming advantages the Nile provided them, though their surpluses were lower. Sometimes the Kushites were even short of food, making them eager to trade for Egypt's grain. Eventually, Egypt conquered Kush and gained control over the region's riches. After the rule of the Egyptian pharaoh Ramses II, however, Egyptian rule weakened and Kush once again became independent. In fact, in the 700s BCE, Kush conquered Egypt. Soon, though, Kush lost to the Assyrians and retreated back to Kush. After fighting with Egypt, the Kushites eventually moved their capital south to Meroe, which was an easier location to defend. It was also an area that received heavier rainfall than most of Kush, and these heavy rains supported growth of wood that Kushites could burn to smelt or melt out iron from a rock called iron ore. As a result, Meroe became a fully functioning iron-working center. The tools and weapons they fashioned were far more durable and powerful than Egypt's soft bronze-based tools. In addition to their advancements in metalworks, the Kushites made painted pottery and other works of art. They also created the Meroitic script, one of the world's first alphabets. How did trade benefit both Egypt and Kush?
All right, we have 5 vocabulary words. You've already looked at them as you've already done your frayer. So let's look. Commerce is buying and selling of goods and services. Ivory, hard white substance from the tusk of an animal such as an elephant. Ebony, black wood from West Africa. Interdependence, dependence by each country or group on the other. And Meroitic script, one of the world's first alphabets invented in ancient Nubia. Go ahead and get these words in your digital notebook, copy and paste the definitions from that purple PowerPoint, and put them on your page 1 now.